How about Russell Wilson? They said three, the alleged, now I don't know who reported it at this point, and if it was you, I apologize, but it is alleged that 3 firsts is the starting offer for Russell Wilson. That would mean that the Seattle Seahawks are entertaining the thought of trading Russell Wilson, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely. Just as we saw yesterday with Joe Douglas saying you always answer the phone. And I'm always going to be in the belief, Pat, that if you're a good GM, you answer. You take the call, unless it's Patrick Mahomes. Right? I think that's probably the only guy you don't answer the phone for.
Aaron Rodgers, probably.
All right. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. Sorry, Aaron.
No, yeah, have a little respect, please. Have a little respect, please, in this whole thing. But Russell Wilson, by the way, I think in some circles would be a guy that you would not answer calls because of. Like in that same tier, if you think about him as a player or whatever, the thought that there is reports that he stormed out of a meeting last year, and then his, who was it, his chef, his body guru, chiropractor, maintenance person,
spiritual advisor,
Sierra,
music video
agent,
coordinator,
costume and music video coordinator, photographer came out. By the way, great photographer. There's been some good shots.
Oh, yeah.
The team of Russell Wilson has come out and said they don't like the way the Seattle Seahawks are handling Russell Wilson. And then the agent talked to Shefty and said, like, Russell has not asked for a trade, but if there is a trade, it's these 4 teams. Is that one of the most interesting ways we can hide somebody's reputation while also saying we're not happy and we want to get out of there that you have ever seen?
I think it's their way of saying we want out.
Yeah.
They're pretty clear.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to give a list of like, hey, I really don't want to cheat on my husband, Kevin, but here's a list of 3 guys that if I'm going to do it,
if you were to call Kevin, and make this arrangement happen, that's basically what they did.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
It's just like the whole pass, you know? But yeah, no, and I think I know it's a real thing where Russell Wilson is not happy there, and his agent is going to deny that they are demanding a trade. And I learned early in my career, too, you have to be very careful with the wording of asking for a trade, demanding a trade. I made a mistake with Kirk Cousins years ago where he, was told it wasn't going to be a competition at the quarterback position with Robert Griffin III back then. And he's like, well, I really don't want to be here if it's not a competition, right? Because he wanted a shot. And it came out somehow as a demand. And that crushes a player, right? And his reputation. And Kirk had built such a great one as being such a good player and a good person. And yeah, so the word demand in reference to Russell Wilson, I don't sense that, but I know there's been calls made on both sides going to Seattle and from Seattle to other teams.
Seattle shopping. Holy shit. Okay. Seattle Seahawks are shopping Russell Wilson right now via Diana Lucina ESPN. He's demanding that they shop him. What do you have to?
Pounding on the table, get me out of here. It rains too much.
Is that from our show? Oh no! What? Daily Caller tweets: the Seahawks are making trade calls for Russell Wilson. Should fans revolt? That's because of our show.
Burn it down.
By the way, this is the business, baby.
That's business.
This is news breaking, baby.
Mm-hmm. But if you're saying...
Shout out to Diana.
Yeah.
Thank you, Diana.
Aren't you claiming that she said they were fielding calls and they were making calls for Russell, but he's not actively being shopped? Then what is the definition of shopping a player?
Well,
taking calls in.
Well, it's the demand or she literally just got done speaking about how the phrasing of things really matters in that world.
Be very careful.
As soon as she said the calls are going both ways,
no one's clipping that part.
Immediate asshole of, they're shopping him. And she's like, whoa, no, not technically. So it's like, you know what I mean? Oh, fuck.
Well, they're fielding calls, and Houston's not fielding any calls for Deshaun Watson, so who wants their quarterback more, Seattle or Houston?
Well, with everything we're hearing drama-wise behind the scenes, it feels like the Seattle Seahawks situation is quietly, I don't want to say just as ugly, because Russell hasn't said I'm not playing there publicly or whatever, but it seems like behind the scenes it's just as chaotic as what's going on in Houston, it feels like.
I think Team 3 should be very excited that Deshaun is still having all this beef with the Texans because it takes a little bit of heat off of his situation with Seattle.
Well, and also, as long as they're not answering calls, more teams are interested in Russell Wilson, right?
Yeah, I guess.
If you're team 3, you're pumped about that as well. Like, yeah, keep not answering until we get a chance to land where we want to go. Chicago,
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
How do you randomly pick those teams?
We know who picked those teams, AJ.
Who?
Say it. Say it.
Baby Future? Little Baby Future?
He's saying team 3.
Yeah, team 3. Someone who's very much a part of team 3.
Oh.
You're saying Sierra.
No, bro. On team 3, no job's too small, bro.
Correct.
Spiritual advisor?
No.
Could be.
Sierra. That's where Sierra wants to go.
Miami?
No, she said no to that.
Sierra loves Chicago.
I mean, Russ can go to Chicago and see how it is, because it ain't going to be better than Seattle.
Yeah, it's
Well,
beautiful.
Miami will cut him 1 year into a deal.
True.
And
So let's go to
just get rid of
Sean in New Jersey. By the way, there's some Dolphins fans that watch. Please know that I say things like that
No, you can't.
specifically to fuck with Gumpy.
You can't say
Hell
that.
yeah.
But if you get fucked with as well, I'm sorry about it, dude. I got to
Suck it.
speak for 4 hours a day, so some things are going to be for me.